Alrighty, folks. Unfortunately, we are guaranteed to have a recession coming. Now, one could argue, one can guess, one could predict when the recession will happen, but we will have another one. I've been on record saying that it's likely that we may have a recession in the short term starting. I wanted to do is bring on the concierge to small business lending and talk about what happens to small businesses in a recession. Because I could see on one hand, they get hurt. And on the other hand, a lot could get started. And I want to talk to the guy in the business and see what he sees. Bo, you are the concierge to small business lending. What's going on with small businesses in a recession?
Well, right now, everybody's pretty gung ho. Everybody wants to own a business. I think the reality of when they get into owning a business, just like in any other thing, is that some of them are not cut out for owning businesses or owning real estate or any of the above. And
Yep.
so there are a lot of businesses that come on. Maybe it's a franchise model, and then they try to start the business and they realize, hey, this is way more work than I thought, and it's tough, and I just don't want to do it anymore. So you see a lot of opportunities in that space. I think you'll see a lot of people that don't have any succession plans, and they have a non-franchise business model, and they're like, hey, it's a great time to shut down because the world's coming to an end. So I think we'll have opportunities there. And I think people that navigate the market, I mean, from what I was just having a conversation with the Wall Street type guy the other day, and his good friend is handling all the workouts in the commercial debt world. And so that, I think that's the biggest pain point I see for right now. And I think maybe in 12 months from now, maybe they'll have to start cutting rates because of what's going to happen. So I think we'll see the most stress there. So ultimately, I think some people will lose, and it's going to be another phenomenal buying opportunity for
Yeah.
the people that can take advantage of it.
I think there's a couple of things I hope people hear and maybe even more importantly, feel. Where there's great pain, there's great opportunity. And recessions are painful, especially if your debt structure is wrong. A lot of these commercial workouts, bridge debt, short-term arms, rate lock it, just they were dead the day they were formed. And now heading into a recession, there's like no hope. There's no greater fool waiting in line to buy them. But when I think about small businesses, I'm also reminded that time is undefeated. What do I mean by that? We have a lot of baby boomers who own businesses, and they are closer to the end than the beginning. It's just fact. And if we do head into a recession, some of them may look at that as their last hurrah. It's like, okay, this is too hard. I don't want to do this again. And if you're millennial, Gen X, Gen Z, this could be a great opportunity to buy an established business with an established brand, with established assets, with working cap, having working capital, inventory, customers, get a deal on price, but more importantly, get a deal on terms. You could work with small business lending because you are the concierge and help people package very low down deals that get financed. The seller contributes. Maybe you have an investor. I just don't think people realize how flexible, creative you can be when buying an established business. Tell them.
Yeah, you can get up to 100% financing if the cash flow's there.
Exactly.
And usually what you want to happen is you want the seller to carry back at least 10% on full standby so no payments are due. Most banks want to see a little skin in the game. They want to see at least 5% of the total project costs in the deal. That can come from an investor partner that owns less than 20%. Some banks will, if it's a strong business, will do 100% financing with a little seller carryback. So that means no equity injection. But it has to be the right deal. Most banks won't do that. But at the end of the day, 5% in total project cost, so that's 50 grand on $1 million total project cost. You go borrow it from some, well, it can't be borrowed funds. It would be an investor partner.
Investor fund, yeah.
Yeah, and they would own less than 20%. Like, I think this is the opportunity right now, like to create these deals.
Yes.
And RV parks, think business loans, but think businesses like self-storage is SBA eligible. RV parks where they have daily stays, then they're not long-term tenants. That's SBA eligible. Boutique motels, SBA eligible. So you can use the real estate game and diversify a little bit with these type of businesses that are eligible for SBA. And so SBA is definitely, I think, the best financing tool period I've ever seen out there, other than getting terms from the seller completely. There's no other
Yeah.
better way to finance a business if it qualifies and you qualify.
Yeah. And again, I'm obviously in the real estate game. Lots of people like to talk creative financing in real estate, but folks, you've got to open your eyes. If you can marry baby boomers, recession, use the concierge to small business lending, reach out to him, book a call just to see the creative options. I promise you, you haven't even unlocked a tenth of what is possible when buying a business. And if you could buy a business that has real estate, RV park, storage, something of that, even better. Get a discount, get a deal, lock in, lock in your financing. Bo, if somebody wanted to break this down, see what's possible, have those conversations, how do they reach out?
I could just go to onerentalmeeting.com and book a call.
Yeah. So again, that's if you're selling. But the other thing I want to touch on is starting a business. One of the things that I learned in getting my MBA degree decades ago is during recessions is when most new business formation happens. And again, why does that happen? Well, a lot of people get laid off, unfortunately. They often partner up with someone else to launch a new business. So again, if we are heading into a recession and there will be job losses, some of you will kick in and be entrepreneurial. So if somebody wanted to look at that, I know you have a test or a survey that you can help kind of right size, get them in the right thing. Um, talk about what that thing is, that survey, and just talk about starting new businesses.
Yeah, so I think we all have certain skills, certain strengths, certain weaknesses. So that's basically what the business assessment does. You can go to One Rental Meeting. It might be on that page. If not, just book a call and we'll talk about it. And I'll send you the link, or just you can find my email. But I'll send you that. And it's good to take this just to kind of see. It'll email you a copy, email me a copy, just to see where you're at, where your strengths are, where like if you have, they talk about being a promoter. Like, I'm a promoter. I'm very good at sales. I'm not afraid to get in front of on a stage and talk, and so I'm ready to sell, or do business development, where some people that are introverted might not be. So then we help kind of identify the right business model based on that and some conversations, because really there's thousands of business models out there. You can buy a franchise, you can start your own business from scratch, right? Like, there's the reason sometimes I say a franchise, you want to get into a system if you're not systems oriented that already has systems, because like if you're not creative and can create systems and you're not very entrepreneurial, that's why maybe a franchise might be a better fit if you want those systems in place, the marketing and so forth. So really just identifying what opportunities. I'm doing the same thing right now. As we talked in previous episodes, I'm selling off my real estate in Indiana. I actually found a really good agent finally in Indiana, and he's also a contractor. And I said, look, like, the first house I listed, I said, just do what you would do to, like, make it look as good as possible. Boom. We got 2 offers the first day, and it's pending already. Now we're doing a complete remodel on another one. So anyway, I don't know why I got distracted on that. Oh yeah, now I do. So basically, I'm going to take some money and I'm going to buy or start a franchise. Not sure yet. And I'm doing all my research, and kind of where I'm at with my diligence is, I think I'd like to own a business that caters or deals with the senior demographic. So that could be a business that does estate sales. That could be a business that does some sort of senior care. That could be a business that, the one I'm actually the most attracted to right now that I'm researching, they do meal like food delivery, frozen healthy food for the aging demographic, and they also cater. So it's really just going through and looking at a lot of business models, and then saying, okay, I'm not going to be the one delivering the meals, but what would I do as the owner of the business? What's the opportunity? What's the upside? What's the margins potential? And going through that process.
That is awesome. Folks, at the end of the day, a recession is guaranteed to be coming. We can argue about timing. If you are interested in buying businesses, the best time to do that is a recession. You can get the lowest price, get the most creative terms. Again, creative financing and buying a small business is way more than real estate. And again, a lot of you may be starting a business, buying a franchise, getting in, maybe doing vending, whatever it is. If you want to reach out to the concierge of small business lending, how do they do that?
OneRentalMeeting.com.
It still makes me smile to realize you bought that URL just for this community. So thank you very much.